Here's a Spurs News Roundup, providing the latest top news all in one place in the last 24 hours. Stay tuned to keep up to date also for the analysis of every single story. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Welcome back. Hope you're all keeping well. Let's get straight into it then. Don't want to keep you waiting. Joe Cole spoke about Thomas Frank. Cole said, Thomas Frank, I think, is the best signing, player or manager any club has made. The Athletic UK said that Mohamed Kudus was surprised by Tottenham's interest in him this summer, but gave them his word that he would sign up for them over a potential Chelsea transfer. The player appreciated Spurs' determination to go and sign him. Former Tottenham manager and new Nottingham Forest manager Ange Postecoglou spoke about his Australian followers. Postecoglou said, I've got to say, when I first took over Spurs, I didn't know any Aussie Spurs supporters, and then all of a sudden there's thousands of them. It's like all my friends, their allegiance has changed pretty quickly. Look, like I said, I'm a proud Greek, but also I'm a proud Australian. I love the fact that the people have followed my journey from back home. Yeah, it's tough. Allegiances will be tested, and I'll find out who the true Ange believers are, and who's just on the gravy train pretty quick. So yeah. Thomas Frank on the team news. Frank said, everyone is fine, everyone will return well, everyone's in a good place. Don won't be available still. I don't expect it to be too long, but he won't be available for this game. That's Frank, our manager, providing team news for the West Ham game. Thomas Frank on Daniel Levy's departure as chairman. Frank said he deserves huge praise, one of the longest serving chairmen in the Premier League ever. He has laid the foundations for the future in terms of the world-class training centre and stadium. I have spoken with him. It has been brief. I said thank you. I can only appreciate that in every aspect. I wish him all the best going forward. Thomas Frank on the future at Tottenham. Frank said, as Vinay has been saying, we're moving forward. It is not a new ownership. They're very committed to the club. They want to build something good for the future. The main thing I can do to do a good job is to focus on now and tomorrow's game against West Ham. Thomas Frank on the excitement for the London derby, West Ham versus Tottenham. Frank said, I'm very excited. I know it means a lot to the fans. We will go there and do everything we can to win the game. We're facing a West Ham team that may not have had the best start to the season, but they've got a really good result as well against Nottingham Forest. I have big respect for Graham Potter and his staff. I know the game against West Ham will be extremely difficult. They raise their level, but we'll be ready for it. Thomas Frank on Kudus' return to his former club, West Ham. Frank said, I don't think they will applaud him. I'm pretty sure players feel extra tension, extra noise, but at a certain stage you get into your zone and you don't hear it. The thing is, he should do is focus on his game. That is what you can control. Thomas Frank on potential debuts for Xavi Simons and Rando Colomwani. Frank said both of them are looking good. Both are in contention for the squad. Xavi, for natural reasons, is further down the line, and he has played for Holland and a few games for Leipzig. Randall hasn't played since the Club World Cup and didn't really train at PSG, so he's not as fit as Xavi. Thomas Frank on Daniel Levy departing the club. He said, I don't think anyone expected it, but a decision has been made. It's very clear that the roles for the window just gone. I don't think it had a big impact on me this window. I only experienced good collaboration when we agreed on targets. I expect the same going forward. Thomas Frank on the Champions League selection. Frank said that was an extremely difficult decision. I also think in many ways it was a bit unfair. The UEFA lists are not big enough. The load is getting more and more on the players. We need a bigger squad. I can't understand why we need to limit ourselves. I like the idea of club-trained players, by the way. I needed to name it before I really knew Matthias Tell. I think the way he handled it was extremely mature. It was really impressive. Thomas Frank on his plans for Xavi and Colomwani, two new signings. Frank said, I have some ideas. It's still a team. I'm learning. It's one thing to look from the outside, it's another to feel them. Xavi, I see him as mainly a 10 or a left-sided player. Colo, I see as a striker or can play on either the left wing. Thomas Frank's assessment following the summer transfer window. Frank said, I'm really happy with the squad. I think the club has done a really good job. It was just very impressive what they've been doing and how they've improved the squad. I'm pleased with the squad. Next, the Athletic UK lastly said that Tottenham Hotspur midfielder Xavi Simons registered 20 assists across the 23, 24 and the 24-25 seasons at Leipzig. That is only 6 fewer than Liverpool's new signing Florian Wirtz over the same period, and Wirtz played 6 more matches too. So those are your Tottenham headlines in the last 24 hours. Joe Cole full of praise of Thomas Frank. She was just talking about this window because it's very over the top potentially, but I think Thomas Frank has definitely been Tottenham's signing of the summer. Athletic UK interested in saying that Kudus was surprised by Tottenham, but they admired kind of admiration that the Spurs to keep going, and Kudus in his mindset on going. I mean, Ange, I wish him all the best at Nottingham Forest. A quote there about Aussie Spurs fans. I mean, I think Nottingham Forest will win trophies, and I think they'll be a really good side. There's no doubt about it. I disagree with their decision to sack Nuno. I think the appointment of Ange is very good, very sensible. I think that managerial appointment for Forest had to get right. Absolutely crucial. And I think they have got it right. So I wish him all the best. Think he'll get... I'm not saying he wasn't back to Spurs, but get another level back in at Forest under Mariakas. To be fair, I don't like the owner, but he will absolutely back him. Complete contrast in style. Has he learnt lessons from his time in the Premier League? That'll be the real question. But Forest, tomorrow against Arsenal, expect to be very gun-ho. Any Forest fans that are listening. Good to hear that everyone's fine from the team news. Everyone's returned from the international break. All okay. All good. But Solanke still being unavailable. Hopefully it won't be too long before he comes back. So I'm not going to unpick many other things, but Frank talks about various different things, good stats as well, regarding Xavi Simons. So not too much to discuss, to analyse, mainly provide you the latest Tottenham news. There's never a lot as we get towards the weekend, all Thomas Frank's press conference stuff. I'm not going to unpick every single quote, but good news regarding the team news. I agree with him a lot of things, Champions League. He speaks well about Levy, about Vinay. So get involved in the comments below with your thoughts. But thank you very much for watching. That's your Spurs News Roundup, short but sweet today, providing you the latest Tottenham news. A lot of content coming out in the next 24 hours, so take your pick what you like, and by all means do take your pick and watch quite a bit as well. It'll be fantastic. Thank you very much for your continued support. Have a great weekend. If you don't hear from me before, come on, you Spurs, you're now up to date, most importantly.